I want to roll with you downtown by the Violet Minefield. How groovy was that? And speaking of grooviness, I've got two groovy guests who just arrived in the studio. I've got our regular Rose. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
And I've got Mr. Andrew Hill here. Andrew.
Good morning, and all the listeners to Triple R.
And you've come in uniform. I like that, Andrew.
I've left my tennis racket in the car, but ready for action.
You've got, it seems like looking at your resume, you're active in a lot of different areas. So, speaking of, let's start there with tennis. So you're a fan of the tennis and also table tennis as well. But tell us a little bit about your involvement in those two sports.
All right. Well, 45 years of fun on court and on table. So playing tennis and table tennis, and just getting the community active with sport is probably the big thing. Okay.
And you can see on your jacket here, which other people can't, you've got coach on there. You are a coach of both of those sports, aren't you?
Yes, I love coaching. I love helping people love the sport. And I've had the luxury of being a head coach of Sydney Olympic Park and also working with people like Leighton Hewitt. And currently we're working with Michelle Bromley, who's getting ready for the Olympics 2024.
Okay. What happened to Leighton Hewitt? You don't really hear much about him in the news anymore.
Leighton is now the head coach of the Davis Cup. Okay. He's the coach of Alex de Minaur, and Alex is currently in and out of top 10 in the world. So he's probably a quiet achiever, Leighton, but doing a lot behind the scenes.
He wasn't when he was playing though, was he? Didn't he? He was very fiery, if I remember, and he used to have that "Go Rocky" or something.
Yeah. Come on.
That's right. Come on. Yeah.
Well, that was inspired for himself. So
right, Rose is just doing.
Rose is doing a very good Leighton Hewitt impersonation.
Yeah. Unfortunately, people can't see it. It's brilliant. Well done.
So, that was to fire himself up. So it wasn't any disrespect. And he's probably one of the strongest mental players I've ever worked with.
Okay. Yeah. In terms of just his ability to, what do you mean by sort of mentally strong? What makes a mentally strong tennis player?
To stay positive, to stay concentrated so you can stay in the moment.
Sure.
And then the strategies, like the strategy behind how he plays is very... I can actually see that in a lot of the up-and-coming players, which is shared from Leighton and other super coaches.
And tell us a little bit about AJH Sports, Marsfield and Kings Park.
All right, that's our tennis centres and sports centres. Okay. So we've got a sports centre near Curzon Hall and one in Kings Park. And we start at 7, so my coaches are already active this morning for this show. And we go until 10:30 at night, mainly getting people out, meeting each other on the court. So we use sport in that way, and we can train people and do privates, or we can do groups and just have a lot of fun.
Okay, but is this primarily with racket and ball sports, or is this everything?
It's everything. So what I started out as tennis and started to realise that I could increase the base of tennis players by thinking wider. So I started doing soccer and started to look after athletes and really help kids become healthier. Yeah, through sport.
Do you have any views on the rugby field at the moment? There's a bit of controversy in the local area about, I'm trying to think of the name off the top of my head.
I do know a lot about many sports.
Yeah.
Some that might be a bit more local. And it's funny, I focus on the positives, so being healthy, and sometimes any sport can get caught up in the politics, but with kids, they just want to have fun and just run around.
Sorry, the TJ Milner field.
Oh, TG Milner field.
TG, sorry.
Yeah. TG Milner is a beautiful spot. Yeah. And I have been aware of that. I used to play there as a kid, on the fields, just running around, being healthy and active. There was a restaurant there. We used to take our family there, and just good community space. And it's a lovely open green area. So I like to see that, and I know there are other ways of populations in Ryde. So from a business angle, it's important that everyone has a place.
Sure. Because I think there's debate over, well, first who's going to own it, because I think North Ryde RSL apparently has ownership, and then Ryde Council is trying to get it off them, and there's plans to build or expand the sort of sporting and recreational facilities there. Is that something that you often get involved in when it comes to new sporting areas in the local area?
I get invited for festivals, community days, and I've said, happy, I've put my hand up, please let me come along, do a community day and show you what happens on this lovely green space. And you actually bring communities together. And we do things like the Granny Smith, we do all the big festivals.
Yep. And
we bring everyone together through sport and show well-being and healthiness. Yeah, just nice free options out there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of festivals, I think the first time I came face-to-face with your group, they dress up as stars.
Star characters. You've been starred.
We have been starred, yes, when we were doing a 2RRR broadcast at the Carols on the Commons.
I do remember that, yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the star mascots are a lovely concept of sharing positiveness. So a star is warm, and its theme is that it sends out energy, positive energy. It helps you grow. It also has another factor. It attracts you. So you probably wanted to go over and give them a high five, and that's one of the things. The stars are there, and these are your local students. They're in the star suits. Some might not feel as good getting out there in public, but with a mask on, they turn into a superhero. They go out there and we play games. The stars welcome them. But it's not just kids. We actually bring the kid out in all ages, so adults and grandparents and everyone, so it's good.
Great. I'm chatting with Andrew Hill. You're on 2RRR. I'm chatting with Andrew Hill, a local member of our community who's just got his fingers in lots of different pies. Andrew, you were Ryde Citizen of the Year in 2007. Yeah.
007 year, yes.
Yes. So why did they give you the Citizen of the Year?
It's funny, I've been doing this for a long time, which is getting communities active through sport, but 2007 was a lucky year in that they said he could be a Citizen of the Year. So we set up a program called Sports Star, which was relating to everyone, come and have a go, and have a go all over the place, and ended up winning on Australia Day. So that was, lovely.
Well, excellent. Now, you're a life member of the Macquarie Park Ryde Business Chamber. You're also involved with, or were involved with the Riverside Business Chamber, which apparently is closed, but also the Ryde Business Chamber and the North Sydney Business Chamber. Is that correct?
Yes,
so what do you do there?
North Sydney is a very vibrant area, and I said, would you like some assistance in setting up a chamber? And they've just said, can you do the event? So that is absolutely lovely. So we just do 4 events a month. Coffee in the morning, lunch, and have a speaker after work. And we go to places like Luna Park, and we're just making it really nice. We'll link in with Vivid. Yeah, so North Sydney is a great opportunity at the moment.
That's good. I'd like to get your thoughts, actually. One of my talking points this morning was asking people about what they think of all the empty shop fronts that we're seeing in this local area. Of course, there's probably many factors as to why that is, but you, as someone who's involved in coaching in all types of areas, not just sport but also business by the sounds of it, what's your thoughts on that?
I think you saw a lot of change with COVID. So people were asked to be at home. We probably didn't have that completely correct because people need people. Shop fronts, you could start to work online. So I think people started to see things differently. I have my tennis courts and I'm at my courts when I need to be. Other than that, I'm on my phone, doing meetings in my car. But shopfront people, so long as the rent is coefficient to your profits, I think that's really nice to be out there in front. Like I took a photo out the front here at 2RRR, and that's your location and people see it. Mm-hmm. And people can visit and they know that they can see you, which is important.
Having visibility.
Yes.
And what's your thoughts on, because this is something that I've been thinking about for a while when I see lots of empty shop fronts, should there be perhaps landlords be encouraged to allow things like pop-up stores? Because it seems to at least have, once there's activity in an area, it does attract people, right? So
Pop-up stores or walking around with a logo on you is moving, and people can interact. So you can network anywhere. You can network with word of mouth. People just refer you. So business is happening all over the place. A location like a shop front, so long as it looks good and welcoming. Now I actually work in Eastwood, and I'm working on some Google concepts so that you've got the Chinese side and the Korean side, that everyone is welcome. And everyone, you just use your phone and you can actually read all the signs and buy your product, so everyone feels part of the community.
Okay. Any events coming up, Andrew?
Yes, Vivid. Vivid is going to really enlighten the whole city. It's a great moment. North Sydney will be doing a thing called Dinner, Drinks and Drones. So I'm just setting that up, and you're welcome to come. All the viewers, come along. And we have dinner and drinks in Kirribilli. Then we walk down the road and watch the lovely drone show from Vivid.
A drone show?
A drone show is 1,000 drones creating all shapes over the backdrop of Sydney Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, right, beautiful.
And it's called Love is in the Air.
Sounds okay. Yeah. But that almost sounds almost a little bit dystopian as well. So.
It's a lovely moment. You can take your kids, you're looking up, and it's a beautiful spot. And a lot of people congregate there at the shore, and that'll be on a few different times. There's 3 times, the 8th, the 9th and the 15th of June.
Okay, yeah. Big event.
Yep, and we'll be doing some Vivid walk and talks. Yeah. So, come along and have a look at we have set up a lovely idea called Light Up Your Area, which is get your Christmas lights out, and for Christmas in July, put the colours on your store, and trying to make us more vibrant, and it's leading into the nighttime economy.
Great.
Yeah.
Andrew, thanks for coming on this morning's program and sharing all the things that you're doing in the community, and wishing you all the luck.
Thank you very much, and thanks to Triple R. That's lovely.